with?
I'm hesitant to make a big move because I feel like it's too early to go and do that. But at the same time, too, this is a good...
It's the only time.
Exactly. This is a really good opportunity, too.
And it shows people that you're serious.
But I don't want the house to mess up again if I make a big move.
And to come after you again next week, and then it's literally just a repeat of the last 2 weeks.
Well, I need to have some conversations to see if I I just need to see if me doing something, everybody else that is associated with that individual needs to be aware and prepared for it. And either which way, they're going to know if I
see what you mean.
So I'd rather know.
So it's not a surprise, yes.
I'd rather know where
they're going. Because
they're
that's what
gonna...
I think some people get offended by, is that it seems deceitful because you didn't let them know. Which it's not. It's just... I don't think...
It's just hilarious. Like, I don't even get why I'm sitting here. I did not want this. I was thinking,
well, you're obviously meant to be here
go in with the laundry.
No, you're meant to be here for a reason, because...
This is what Shari would have wanted.
Exactly. Well, imagine Shari's face when she hears that you got head of house. Like,
I'm so happy.
I don't like that. I love a redemption story. I hate when people just they're just cast as the bottom of the pile and
that's it.
They'll go home eventually, whether it's week 1, week 2, week 3. It's just they'll never be a main player. But sometimes, well, a lot of the time actually, you get one that ends up going through the entire show because, I don't know, it's a good little story of coming back, and you can always play on that, but I'm not a threat because I'm the big baddie from the beginning. And you end up becoming quite powerful because you're a tool that, I don't know, people can use. What's behind that? That's falling down.
Oh, the wall. The wall's falling apart. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a move that's going to keep the house happy.
And would you do anything involving POV, or it's just too hard to control? It's hard to control when you don't have the people around you to do it for
I
you.
compete in POV, though.
What's that?
Like in POV, the 2 nominees compete, as well as myself.
But I was going to say, if you wanted to backdoor someone, would you put someone up?
This is the thing. I want to stay loyal to my word. But if somebody on the block wants POV, I'm at that time forced to choose someone.
Yeah.
At that moment, I might not have.
But you understand your word,
Honestly, I'm starting to think.
Okay, is it?
I know I'm giving my word.
You're an honest person. If you give your word honestly and true at the time,
and I find out somebody lied.
Yes. Does that then break the deal?
It breaks the deal.
I think so too.
I think so too.
So I'm like that. I'd be like, at the time of me giving my word, you presented me with this information. I've since found out that
they might be able to hear.
They might be able to. Because if you're giving your word to someone and they knowingly are just going, it means nothing to them.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know. But then you'll take a hit. I don't know.
Well, if I
you want to be
find...
back up again next week? That's the question, I guess.
I trust certain people's words.
Who do you want to appease?
I trust certain people's words. The problem is when you have a sandwich and there's one bad ingredient, how to remove that ingredient, right? All I'm gonna say is,
he's really.
You know what I said when I said like things on the surface and my things on the surface are not as they seem. People can see groups of people together, but don't know who's actually leading.
Oh, exactly.
And
yeah, 100%.
Even though he's maybe he's more loud and more like he kind of maybe comes across as a bully, which I feel that way sometimes. And he knows that I don't like some things he says. It doesn't mean that he's the head of anything.
No.
There are actually some people being dragged, actually.
I think Kelsey. has a lot more power. A bit more.
If anybody, it wasn't even. The first week I was head of household, I put up her and Paige because I seen a showmance forming. I seen it right away because she, in the first 24 hours, she went from cling onto my arm to just not talking to me and cling onto his arm. So like,
so she's just a very emotional player.
It's too emotional.
When they get offended, they want revenge.
You can't play like that.
Yeah, exactly. You
and
can't
that's why
have
I'm not sure.
Plan in place when you're working with someone like that because they'll just blow it. Like,
but that's why I'm not sure if, you know, like.
I really like you,
Tim, I like you too.
You do kind of have to think about what the next stage of the game will be, and that will be when Jared and Kelsey and Raul aren't a 3. One of them will go,
right,
or more.
And this is,
and the same on the other side with Dallas, Maddie, and then who else they're working with over that side. They might come into power at one point. Or there'll be everyone that's left in the middle, another big group will rise up, and that could be someone like you and me, it could be someone like the brothers and whoever they want to work with.
There are people that have been square from day one that I trust, that have been that have my back, they know my heart.
People like the Joels. I'm not 100% where Mitch stands, but I really like the guy. Ramsey as well, I like him, but the rest of the house doesn't trust him. But that doesn't matter.
Well, I feel like I have more information than anybody in this house at this point. I mean,
oh yeah.
So
it's a good place to be in.
Right now, it's like, I thought that with this information, everything that I know, that I would be able to puzzle together, but it makes it more difficult because numerous people are playing a snaky game, and that's what I've come to populate. So I'm just like, I know who are the salts, like the people who never change. So I know who I have in my corner now. It's just like you said. There are some people like floating by that don't have a good spirit.
Yeah.
That you could just they pretend like they have this good vibe and spirit, but they're actually just not.
Totally.
It's not you can just
and
feel
as soon as
that
they're given the option, they'll exercise the right to,
be.
I don't know, whatever the word is, disingenuous.
It's like, how did I come to play this game?
But you're in it now, and you're doing pretty good in terms of week 1. Everyone's like, rah. Week 2, you thought you were gone, come back. Week 3, you're in power.
I can't compete next week, though.
Week 4, you don't want to be at the bottom of the pile, so...
I can't compete next week.
I just think, though, Loveita, once you escape one eviction, I think the likelihood of you escaping the next is increased. I know that doesn't work probability-wise, but...
build trust. Every week you build trust.
Will they start carrying you to the end? Because they just think... So you could end up becoming a bit of a pawn where everyone's like, oh, Loveita's got to go. But
oh, Lord.
People have much bigger fish to fry, like much bigger targets that they'd want to get out over you.
I already am hearing that.
So I think you're in a very, solid position. But if you... I know this is probably not what a lot of the house would want me to say, but if I was you, I'd go target 2 on one side. If you go 1 on each, you're pissing off more people.
Exactly.
If you go 2 on one side, the whole rest of the house then...
is going to side. That's what I was thinking.
And will forgive you.
That's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking.
And I know that a lot of people would not want me to say that. And I mean, POV, people can always have the chance to...
But sometimes it's luck. I can't believe I have to make a decision today.
In an hour? Is that what he said? Or did you say today?
Today.
Oh.
There are some people that are like resting really pretty right now and like...
Shake it up a bit.
Well, I just think how horrible Kelsey was to me and like turned this place into high school.
Mm.
And I had done nothing to no one but played the game. And then I see Nikki, who says all she does are give her dirty looks and roll her eyes. She's literally behaving like a mean girl, and I'm not about that life.
No, you're not at all.
I'm not. I don't like that. I think it's like, but I'm not trying to play emotionally.
Like, you've got to understand, and this is what happened in my house. The minute that you upset, like, they've always only got other girls bowing down to them, whether it's through intimidation, whatever, that mean girl. As soon as you put them back in their place and make them realise that this isn't high school, you can't, those rules don't work in here, they get really, like, angry and it's like, what, but it's not right, like, there's a way we do things around here, we're at the top, we're the prettiest.
It's like, there's more to a person than how you look.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have substance?
Exactly. So you've got to be prepared when you upset the system. Like, they'll start coming after you.
That's the thing why I don't like.
But I think.
Maddie already hates Kelsey.
Oh, immediately
So
you'd have them on your side.
That whole side, and there's
I think you'd have people like Mitch and Joel.
people are sick. Like a lot of people have been like, why is she massaging my partner? Why is she like? And it's like, you wouldn't have thought that last week. You'd have thought they were all best friends. I feel bad that Jared got caught up with her. I feel so sorry for him.
I've said from the day dot, I don't think Jared, I think Jared's looking for a way out.
I feel so
I think
bad.
Jared,
He's in a bad
I
situation.
think Jared would be part of the new alliance that rises up. I really do.
Like, I would like to strip him of like.
I think he sort of was backed into a corner, but he had these two leeches suck onto him because he's good, and he's guilty by association at the moment, which goes against how he's wanting to play the game with integrity when he crosses that line to say, and he doesn't want to get his hands dirty, but he's going to quickly realise that if you're walking around the game with people who are covered in shit,
Then
you're going to start to smell yourself.
Exactly.
And I think it's already happening.
And but his move wasn't his own move because I kept him safe. He asked me last week when we were both in the HOH, will you keep me safe if I jump off? I said, you have my word. Came to me again.
It would scare him, but here's an idea.
What are you thinking for alliance system?
For who is with who?
Like, no, for like, are you planning on aligning yourself? I'm not.
I know, yeah.
I'm
Look,
not saying anything right now, but I'm just wondering, are your thoughts?
There will come a time, yes, and I think it'll happen in the next fortnight when either the Maddie Dallas empire crumbles or the Kelsey,
One of them.
Jared and Raul empire, and then the brothers will swoop on in, but they won't last. And then I think it'll be like you, me, Jared, Mitch, Joel.
I think that
Who
depending
like
on
sort
what
of
happens,
sounds.
it's just that I need
So what you need to do is
Jared to see something.
Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. You need to make Jared feel secure in the next step. Because if he's looking to get out of the situation that he's in now, if you say like, there's people that like want to work with you, Jared, you're not the target.
But they want.
But we need to trim some of the stinky, rotting flesh. Like, you're good, but...
There are people that want this to happen.
And if I think in the back of his mind...
But you guys are so easily persuaded by girls.
Oh, there'd be a lot. But that's what floating turds are. Like, they'll go whichever way the tide's going in the pool, like... they'll just float with the current, like, because the minute that they kind of stand their ground or pick a side, then they're exposed.
It's just
Would you put Kelsey and Raul up?
I told them.
What about Raul and Dallas?
I don't think that's two sides of the house.
I know.
So I wouldn't do that. And I don't think I would touch Raul because you made a good point. People already have their own feelings towards Raul. And he's doing his own thing. I just have to be treading cautiously because I don't want to rock the boat. But someone in that 3, like, I was trimmed of my only, like, friend in this house. That's a lie. One of my. What? People seem to think. People seem to think I have no friends in this house. I just have true. The friends I have in this house are small but true.
Yeah, you don't need to fake it with them because they're just genuine people.
Stop playing with your microphone.
Sorry.
What about Christine?
She's been floating by like she's like you're right.
She's very
Angry, like undercover, like she's something that would whip it out. Do you feel that from her? Like she has a lot of opinions.
Oh yeah.
She seems like a gossiper, and I think she thinks that I don't. She does not like me, and I can just sense it off of her, and she just she pretends to.
She's doing her own thing at the moment, but I think.
I'm sorry. Cooking, cleaning around the house does not.
Enjoys, I know, and I think if she was up on the block, people would kind of go. I think if you put her up, you wouldn't be rocking the boat very much.
Yeah, and then there's another body that needs to go up that's going to ensure she goes home. And I'm not rocking the boat like another, like...
Cassandra.
Isn't Cassandra your homegirl?
She is.
Tim, what's your...
People do anything, like, I'm not going to get offended by what people do in this game. Like,
Okay, but I'm just wondering, because
I just want to know people's intentions behind the move. And whether that's out of fear or whether that's out of, like, a genuine game reason, which, even though I might not agree with it, it's just like, yep, that's what we're here to do. But if it's out of how Kelsey's playing, emotional, and I don't... How Maddie plays that way too. I don't really respect decisions made like that. Like, I don't think you can send someone home just because you don't like them.
But there's some people that are distinctly stirring the pot. I just know a lot more now, so
yes,
it's harder for me. Like, and it's funny. My instincts from week 1 of what I wanted to do, I don't regret it because it should have went the way I wanted it to go.
Yep.
And the people, the 2 votes that didn't,
that
shows
different. Yeah.
The only reason why they didn't is because someone said we have majority votes, Jared, and pointed to the pictures, and Cassandra didn't like how Shari spoke to her when they spoke of the votes.
Cassandra didn't like them.
And so it was Joel and Cassandra that were the 2 votes that would have changed the day.
Right.
And at the time, that was the first week. Joel didn't know me that well. And Joel didn't want to stand out, and everybody wanted to go with the house. But now, there's a bunch of people that did vote for to stay that are just like, why? And I'm just thinking, I had insight from the beginning. They were clearly, like, I've watched the show. Like, nobody wants to deal with the first thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because love in this house is way more powerful because these people choose, and it grows to a point as days go by that they want to be together.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just this house.
Do not for a second ever think that if you put Cassandra up, I would ever go against you in the future. I don't work that way at all.
Okay.
I'm not going, like, I don't.
I
don't have feelings.
I never seen her as her type.
Don't, and it would make a headache go away. And that I'm not here to find love or get myself caught up in.
So I wanted
that.
I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
don't even cross that line.
I'm just not that sort of person that would. I don't make emotional decisions.
Good.
So I don't hold grudges. I don't want revenge. It's
Awesome.
just if someone
That's like
comes
me.
after me because of personal reasons,
Yeah.
that's what gets me angry.
Right. You know you're
If
not
someone
on
came
my
after me
radar.
for game reasons, fine. I'm glad I'm a threat, but
I just
in my
like
house,
you.
I never ever. I didn't go in there to win. I didn't go in there to play really hard. It was only until there was this injustice that was
Yeah.
happening, that this group that was judging people and sending people home because they thought they weren't cool or good looking enough to hang out with them. I was just like, no, I'm going to turn this around and show you. There's a sense of fairness for me, and so you might go, oh, but it's not fair if you were to send someone like Cassandra home, or put her up even. It is fair, like it's...
It's just she's gonna keep saying I rallied votes for you, but like it was 11-1, and there's a lot of details that came into those rally votes.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
not-
yeah.
it's
She
not
would,
like
she would like
there's-
to. She'd turn around and say, "But I was the one that saved you last week."
There's
But
about 3 or 4 people that saved me this week.
oh, exactly. There's a lot
There's
more
3 or
than
4
just.
people that rallied all of these votes, Tim. So like,
It's not one person. And
It's
like I
like-
said, I think there's no situation in this house that someone can't get themselves out of by just
I need to
using
be
their
brave.
brain. Like,
And that's why I think the people,
whatever cards you're dealt, play with them.
I have some people in my corner that are really smart, and I think a lot of people like watch someone's behavior and like think that they know what's going on, and it's like,
Cassandra, I watched her sort of join up with the Kelsey gang, and it changed her. And
yes,
I don't know. I really like the girl, and if it works out that way down the track, that we are here for a long time and we'll be good friends and whatever. But don't be worried about. I'll never be. Even if you were to put Nikki up, I'd never go. Yeah, put Nikki up, so you've got to go. I
Right.
just don't work that way.
that's awesome, Tim.
Like, honestly, I don't. It's not that I don't want to pick a side, but I just think the moment that you start getting really emotional in your,
That's exactly
I don't
what I
like
wanna
to
avoid.
react to people. Don't
Right.
give them a reaction, because then they've got the power. Like, if they do something to you that's not what you want, you have the choice whether you react negatively back, or like what you did last week. You showed everyone that, I don't know, you weren't going to turn on Shari. Like, you
Nope.
played a really, like, I don't know,
Pretty sure I talked to.
clean campaign that didn't. But a lot of other people in that situation, Kelsey, I don't think would do that. I think it shows character. I always, whether I like the person or not,
Yeah,
if they've got character, I'll always kind of, yeah.
I like that about you. That's really cool, Tim.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what, like, I hope that whenever I leave this house, I still think that way. But, like, even just this morning, I was like, because yesterday I spent a bit of time with that group, and I was just like, I caught myself this morning going, these aren't your people, why are you with them? And I'm like, I feel like they're coming towards me, not me going towards them.
They see
And
something
if they're
bright in
doing
you.
that, then they think that I'm an asset, and they don't feel comfortable. They know that there's a change coming. They're kind of a bit threatened.
Right.
So, which is a good thing. So, if you see me kind of, that's just while I'm waiting for the change to come. I'm not.
I think that that's the important part of this game that I'm learning is like we all have to mingle with each other, but one thing while I'm HOH that I really want to make a stand to say in this house while I'm on this platform is that, guys, no matter who's on the block or who's HOH versus, you know, have-nots, we all need to treat each other with respect, and you hanging out with someone that so-and-so might be voting for should have no bearing on anything. Everybody needs to be treated the same because I think my biggest thing is outside of who I nominate is how people are conducting themselves in this game, and I've always been someone that's wanted to stimulate change. And I think that's the first thing I want to say before I even nominate anyone. I'm going to ask Big
Yeah.
Brother
Yeah.
if I can make a comment to say that the people that I nominate on this block I do not want to see anybody change their interactions with these individuals.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be avoided. I want everybody to be treated equally because this is a game and these are people. And
Yeah.
done. Because that's what I don't like about this game, and I don't care if someone wants to send me home next week for saying that. So that's one thing that outside of whoever I do, I really don't want this to be high school, and it's like I don't like. No, seriously, I do
Cassandra
not.
was telling me some stuff last night, and I was just thinking, and I could see Cassandra was just freaking out.
Well, because as soon as I won, I was watching everyone, and everyone.
I heard that at dinner, and I said to her in bed, I go, "Did you really say that?"
Yeah,
Because you're joking. I'm like,
she was joking.
I was like,
she was pissed.
I said, you're in trouble. Like, I said, you cannot.
And she was beside
Like-
Kelsey, and Kelsey like commented, and they both rolled their eyes. It was like a serious moment that I was.
And you're very observant like that.
I was
and you
paying
because you can. I don't know what it is, but some people have got the gift. I think when you, I don't know, like if you're very genuine, you've got a lot of light in you. When you feel in a room that there's this sort of negative, it's like darkness that you can kind of just
I just
feel
wanna
even before you see
get
it, and you
off
kind of
me.
just sort of go. And it is very revealing. And I think she knew that she made a mistake with that, and she's scared. And I was like when you won, I just laughed because I knew that
I thought it was funny
they were
too.
in trouble.
I
Like,
wasn't even trying, Tim.
It's so funny, but that's what like the game. You're almost like there's another player and it's fate or
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens that what is the worst thing that could happen for some people's game is what happens.
Oh, it's funny. Like I was thinking. So my friend, before I came on the show, a couple months like back in November, went to Mexico.